LA, my favorite thing to say on this Tuesday night. And hola to all of you as well. Bill Taylor here, Ken's 5 Digital Center on Tuesday night. It is the winter blast coverage as we continue to see conditions deteriorate tonight. In fact, we're getting another batch of moisture as expected. Our day 2 of our 3-day event is starting to shape. You know, we're starting to see some of this precipitation move in from the south, and it's going to start turning into a bit of an icy problem as this system moves in from the south. Let me just show you what we've got. First, you'll also see storm reports on here, local storm reports giving us a look at where we've seen some freezing drizzle, mainly across the north side. Looks like we got 3 good reports up 281, also I-10 out at Bernie, and then also I-10 east, pretty much between Seguin and Gonzales, Highway 183 and I-10 there, but no major issues. I mean, just again, and these have been in the last 24 hours. These conditions are again just showing us what has fallen. We haven't seen major accumulation in these spots or any kind of major road closures. Look at the difference around the Austin area. You go up I-35 and the number of icing reports, freezing rain reports, of course, doubles quickly. All right, so let's take a look at this moisture. Everything coming in from the south, and it looks like it's really kind of targeting eastern Bexar County and Floresville, Nixon, Lavernia, Seguin. And you can see that's where it's changing over. Once it lifts up out of Wilson County, it's encountering that colder air, some of those freezing temperatures changing over into a little bit of sleet and freezing rain. Seguin, there's Alberto. Good to see you. Hondo, hey, Contreras, or it's Christine, I guess. Hey, Shell, good to see you. I know, sunshine's coming, James. I got it on a 7-day forecast, but it's going to be a little bit more cloud cover and cold. Thank you very much, Jeanette. Appreciate you. Hey, Vanessa, good to see you. Anyone know any new Groundhog Day jokes? I keep hearing the same ones over and over and over and over. I love that movie. It's, of course, a weatherman too, David, so it speaks to my heart, right? On the border between Del Rio and Eagle Pass. So a cold rain down there, Olay. Nothing frozen, I'm assuming, in Mexico there. Lisa, Kerrville is checking in. I know, even, did you get to H-E-B? They closed at 9 o'clock, I heard. Hey, Jeff, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Thanks, Rachel. I'm doing good, Gabriella. Thank you so much for asking. Hope you're doing well. Peanuts buried. I don't blame you. That's a good spot to be. What's up, Tobias? Good to see you. Jeff, do we need to drip the faucets? I'm not thinking so. No. San Antonio gets down to 32, and it's going to be short-lived at freezing, and that's the good news. That's the key. So, look, this is another good, healthy batch of moisture, and this is right on time. This is exactly what the models were indicating to us would happen, and it's unfolding exactly as we expected with another good batch coming in tonight, and then another good batch coming in tomorrow into tomorrow night, okay? So this is one of 2 pretty good, healthy pieces of precipitation, if you will, a little bit of lift. That's all it takes is these little upper air disturbances, and we're in this overrunning setup where we have a shallow layer of cold air at the surface, and we've got this moisture overriding it on top of it, and that's why most of this is light. We are, however, expecting some, not as much of this as we do expect tomorrow, some bursts of heavier precipitation. Okay, that second disturbance, not this one, would have a little bit more energy to it and produce some pockets of heavier rain. So that's something we have to really be mindful of, because any more precipitation, any accumulation is going to ice up fast. And through Thursday morning, we have the winter storm warning in effect for the pink shaded counties, a winter storm watch for the purple counties, and then the darkest purple is a winter weather advisory for our counties well down to the south. In fact, I do want to maybe fix that up a little bit here. Let's go here. It's going to be in the windshield. And we're going to go here, here, here. Oh boy, that looks black, but you get it. It is the correct color. All right. Okay, so the advisories again till Thursday morning. Let me show you future radar, okay? First, why don't we take a look at where we are with temperatures. In the city, 32. So we're at freezing right now in San Antonio. Seguin as well, New Braunfels, San Marcos, 28 Bernie, Kerrville, 25 Rock Springs, 27 Fredericksburg. So as we hit this freezing mark, this is what's dangerous, is how long we stay at 32. The longer we stay there, the more likely we're going to see what precipitation does fall turn to ice. Anthony, how are you? Hey, Misty. It was so cold in Wharton. No sleet, though. Okay, Ivana, thank you very much. Hey, Mac, how you doing? Likelihood of schools closing on Thursday. That's a good question, Chris, because we get another good batch tomorrow night, and we could get some icing. That is for sure. So that's something to consider. That's definitely something to consider, for sure. We still look at this timeline to really be the case. It's almost the exact same timeline for us and the Hill Country overnight heading into Wednesday morning, because of the fact that we have, again, this icing already occurring. And we've got that 32-degree mark already hit in San Antonio. Hi, Catherine. Vivi, I know we're not cold enough. We're just shy of that. And remember, it's a very shallow layer of cold air. When we talk about a shallow layer as opposed to a thicker layer, a deeper layer, well, that deeper layer is going to support snowfall, so that on its descent, it stays crystallized, it stays snow the whole way down. But instead, it's turning to liquid, and then for sleet, it refreezes in that cold layer. Or for freezing rain, the most treacherous of all precipitation is when it freezes on contact and makes ice immediately. Norma asking for a friend, exactly. We'll be in the 70s by probably Sunday. I think it'll be, maybe upper 60s, but definitely by Monday. And so next week, not that that's summer, of course, but we will be a lot better off. And of course, we got spring coming in March. National Hot Chocolate Day, Rachel. Yes, indeed. Glad schools made the choice. Yeah, exactly, Michelle. So you had enough time to make the plans, not late tomorrow morning. Yeah, Denise, all schools are closed tomorrow morning. And that's good, because I think the icing could be a little bit more significant tomorrow morning. Doctor appointment at 11. Don't want to get out in the cold. Make sure to call ahead too, Debbie, because my daughter's doctor, actually, they closed their offices today. Freezing in Bernie, yeah, 28 right now, Jennifer, 28 up there. When does spring start? March. Hello from Kimberly, Denise, and Marcus. Kimberly, Denise, Marcus, what's going on? Here's to you. I'm toasting up the purified water, not just any regular water. Jenica, you're welcome. Hey, Philippe, how are you? How much ice in Alamo Ranch area? It could be mainly on bridges and overpasses. Far west San Antonio, I don't think is going to be experiencing a major ice issue. Let me show you what the accumulations are looking like through tomorrow. Okay, we're still seeing most of this ends by early Thursday. That's the last right there. Okay, it's going to be a significant icing event north of Fredericksburg, but you can see that and it doesn't take much. I mean, all you need is a little bit of accumulation. 0.05 of an inch to almost 1/10 of an inch in Kerrville is enough of a coating that you're going to have to shut down roads. But you see how farther south this line is getting. Almost every time we do this computer run on ice accumulation, it drops it a little farther south, and that's what's indicated here, is that we're down a little farther south to 1604 on this ice accumulation for Bexar County. So the 0 you see for San Antonio has to do with the airport and the city, and that's accurate. But notice that far west San Antonio not going to be icing as much as the extreme northern Bexar County. And that's why we're part of that winter storm warning through Thursday morning, because here this is through Thursday morning at 5 a.m. This driving forecast, if you will, the travel conditions through Thursday morning, again, this is going to be moderate for most of San Antonio, but difficult on any elevated surface. The flyovers, the bridges and overpasses all have to be exercised. You have to exercise extreme caution. I mean, we had a big problem with the flyover this morning. That was going to be the 281 flyover had icing, and we had an accident. Then we had about, what I saw was about 6 or 7 cars just stuck on there, not moving. No, Tobias, it was great. No mountain cedar and only light molds. Molds were like 140 in light today. So this cold really froze up the cedar. It was nice. Thank you for the cold. Love it. You called it, Bill. You have a great, great night and be safe. You too, Patty. Thank you very much. Anthony, will it still be breezy tomorrow? Yes. Wind chills will probably be in the mid-20s, upper 20s at the most. But the winds are our friend right now. Even though it's going to make it feel more uncomfortable, the wind is what's drying up a lot of what precipitation falls. So we really root for these good wind speeds. Really helps. Dawn, my son's work is still making him go in tomorrow. He works in shirts, has to drive from the southwest side. Should be okay. Southwest is fine. Through downtown is fine. Once you start getting closer to shirts, again, tell them to use the roads most traveled. We like the old phrase, take the road less traveled. Not the case here. Take the road most traveled. The more cars, the more heat. The more heat, the less likely that road's going to freeze or have ice. And so you definitely want to take the roads most traveled and take surface roads. Try to stay off of any bridges, overpasses, flyovers, anything like that. You want to use major arteries. But be safe and tell him to leave early. Tell him to leave early so there's no rushing. All right, future radar. So remember, too, that these numbers are going to be a little off. You know, it doesn't mean the precip's off, but this number forecast is definitely off because we're at 32 in San Antonio right now. All right, so you can see that by midnight, we're building a lot more of this frozen precip. I mean, between 11 and midnight into 1 a.m., pretty decent amount of freezing rain is falling from San Antonio across most of the area. Could be a little bit of sleet mixed in. We're not expecting any snow, even though you see some of that white up around Rock Springs, north of Lakey. Maybe a few flurries in that direction. But most of that's going to be freezing rain and sleet across the hill country, and those numbers also are higher by about 3 or 4 degrees, even into 8:30 in the morning. We're probably going to still see upper 20s in the hill country, and definitely below freezing. I mean, they haven't been above 32 for a long time up there, so that's why the accumulation is expected to be a lot worse for cities like Bernie, Kerrville, Fredericksburg, Rock Springs. Notice as we get to Wednesday afternoon, it starts to thin out, but this is the second batch right here. Midday tomorrow into evening, and then it looks like maybe one more push. Yeah, that's really kind of, so we really want to advertise, including what we're seeing now. This is one of 3 good batches, because it looks like we get another one midday tomorrow, and then the third would be late night Wednesday into early Thursday. And I'm telling you, this model's performing really well right now. This is the HER. We usually rely on the NAM, both of which are high-resolution models, and we want to use the highest resolution possible when you're looking at mixed precipitation. All models have everything clearing by 9, 10 a.m. Thursday. Look at that. There's some sunshine. Could get us up to 50. Clearing some of those clouds would really help. We do miss the comet, though, it looks like, because that's going to be Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and we're going to still be under it. So we won't see the comet, unfortunately. So, saves. He saves. So you see that once we get into Thursday, everything kind of shifting east, but wet. You know, I mean, all those temperatures are above freezing. We're expecting numbers to stay that way. I hope that this model is accurate on what we're looking at with those numbers east of us. But either way. Staying home, keeping warm. That's good, Mac. Patricia, 35 from Universal City to San Marcos at 6:30. Be very careful. That's going to be, Patricia, that's going to be, I mean, use 35, okay? But just allow some extra time and really be safe, you know? And make sure to get up early and check the road conditions with Ken's 5 News at 4:30 a.m. Paul Mead Ellis and Jessica Coombs will keep you ahead of the icing and let you know where things are worse and where things are okay to drive. But that's in the path of where we should see some pretty decent icing tomorrow morning. Do you think this will have an effect on Uvalde? No, Heather, west of us, and especially south of 90 like Uvalde is, or right on 90, I guess, but it's where it does take that southerly dip a little bit. A cold rain. There won't be any icing there. Hill country in Blanco, Vanessa, could be 1/4 of an inch. I mean, it could be as high as 1/4 of an inch. You know, I certainly hope not, but it really could be. Heating pad, my best friend. Yeah, absolutely, Vanessa. Oh, so sorry. Definitely not. That's not a good combo. God bless you. Any snow? No snow. And no need to drip, Brenda. We're not going to be that cold. Yeah, San Antonio from Houston. Absolutely, Brian. Thank you. Brianna, do you have to drive in this weather tonight? I do. But it won't be till later. And hopefully everything will be okay for me, but I don't live too far away. Safety first, McKenna, absolutely. Stephanie, 1604 in Petranco at 3:30 a.m. Should be okay. Far West, I think, is out of the, out of the way of the freezing, the biggest freeze areas. 3:30 a.m. I mean, you can see that we do expect a little bit of freezing rain or sleet, but I don't expect a whole lot of accumulation because temperatures hopefully would come up a degree or two is what I'm praying for, because 32 right now means that I'm not saying we're going down to the 20s, but we certainly won't be warming up too much. I mean, we could be locked at 32 and maybe even dip to 31 by morning, and that just gets dangerous, keeping all these freezing temperatures. The longer we stay at freezing, the worse this could get, because the critical hours are going to be overnight. Yeah, Jocelyn Lackland, West San Antonio, again, should be okay. I expect most of the biggest ice concerns to be north and in the hill country, with just a strip of northern Bexar County in trouble here with icing. Thank you, Marlise. Thank you. 35 and 3009 in shirts at 8. Be careful, yeah, because that Savannah, that's the exact area of where we expect some pretty decent icing. You're into winter storm warning, so just allow a lot of extra time. And again, travel the roads most traveled. Take the road most traveled. Cyprus, hey Henry, no worries there. So what will it take for us to get out of this pattern? This is an upper level feature out to the west that is churning a lot of this Pacific moisture. Now look at the swirl. You see it right around Phoenix a little bit, okay? That's where it is. And that's ejecting and helping keep that stream of Pacific moisture aloft and on top of us. That's going to kick out, but not until Thursday. So if you look at the upper level winds, you can really see that deepening in the upper level pattern, right? That's that low. Watch what happens as we work our way through Wednesday. It starts to lift, it starts to open up, and we say goodbye. And then we start changing weather patterns and we get to a zonal flow for the weekend, and that means some nice weather. And that's what's coming this weekend. Nice weather, the payback from Mother Nature. So please be very careful. The next 24 hours are critical in the sense of what we're expecting on icing. Again, the probability very high, 80% of this precipitation to continue through Thursday morning. That's why that 80% on Thursday, that's why I say AM rain, and then a cloudy afternoon, maybe a peak of sun. I think, in fact, it might be better than a peak. According to that model, which I'm going to trust it, I'm going to go with a little bit more sunshine. And that's going to be for Thursday. Because most of that rain is gone by, say, 9, 10 a.m. And if it clears out that quickly, we should be able to see some good sunshine in the afternoon. 48 to 50 if we get the sun, but we're definitely getting it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Beautiful days. Closer to 70 Sunday, into the low 70s by Monday. Prediction for the month of February, another winter blast. Tony, certainly capable of doing it in February. You know February's around here. In fact, today, speaking of February's around here, even though it's January 31st, did you know that today, in 1949, January 31st, 1949, the coldest temperature ever recorded in San Antonio weather history? The thermometer has never read anything colder than it did on this day 74 years ago. Anybody gather to guess at what that temperature is? David Lynch, you'd be good. What do you think the coldest temperature ever recorded in San Antonio was? Today's the anniversary.
With or without wind chill?
Oh, no, temperature. Yeah, wind chill is not a temperature. It's a feel, well, it's a temperature, yes, but this is an actual thermometer reading.
My gut tells me
0. Not below 0, but 0 on the nose.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever gotten below 0.
You're correct. Look at that. David Lynch. Is that really a guess or did you know?
I listen here. You brought it up.
He
again.
knew. Oh, yeah. Okay. Because I did. I brought it up in the afternoon editorial meeting. So he heard me.
I wouldn't have guessed. I would not have guessed 0.
No, you would have thought below 0, right?
No, I don't know.
I did the first.
Single digits.
Yeah, because the first time I thought, I was like, I would think maybe about like 5 below maybe at some point.
Some freak year.
Yeah.
Never know.
Not saying it didn't happen, but since we've been recording data, which is under less than 200 years, 1949, January 31st, we hit 0 on the nose. We've never been below 0 in the city. However, the wind chill we have. Yeah, see, Chris, -2, Becky, -12. I mean, that's some of the numbers that I used to think before I heard that fact. Christina, thank you. Thanks for, absolutely. Can you say hi to, absolutely, Ella and Emery. How are you? Ella and Emery are watching right now. Here's to you, toasting some purified water. Oh, it doesn't get better. Thank you for watching, Ella. Thank you for watching, Emery. Love you guys. Y'all stay safe. And yeah, definitely. I'm glad you brought that up. I definitely think we'll get maybe one more winter blast. It could even be March. We've had some good cold fronts in March before. Believe me, we could get another good one. All right, I love y'all. Got to get ready for Ken's 5 News at 10. We've got full team coverage coming up. We've got Bernie, we've got Kerrville, we've got reports on what's going on in the Hill Country, you know, because I-10 really watches this closely. If they have to shut down I-10, that can really be a big headache. All right, love y'all. Stay safe. God bless you, and we'll see you at 10.